What was I thinking? Taking a bite. Today, we are going to be making a little meat pie from Lebanon, from the website, the recipe. If there is one pastry item that deserves a standing ovation from the Lebanese kitchen, it is Sfeeha, pronounced. And then it says Sfeeha with the A like apple. In my head, I was saying Sfeeha before, but I think they want us to say Sfeeha. I guess the reason it sounds weird to me is I never knew the name, but I ate them a lot because they would show up because they're so yummy and they're little and they're cute and you can just like snack on them. So I feel like they'd show up at like big meals where there were like probably like those wrapped grape leaves and like kibbeh and hummus and I don't know, all kinds of things, baba ganoush and lebna and pita bread and lots of yummy, amazing things. And I just didn't know the name, and now I'm gonna try to make it. It also says, when these little beauties bake, the fragrance that permeates the kitchen is something to experience. So yeah, it's a really fun recipe. Actually, my wonderful aunt sent me the recipe. She was inspired for me. And if you're watching, I'm not making the recipe you sent me, which was an awesome recipe. I am incorporating pretty much all the spices ingredients from the one you sent me, but I wanted to make the dough myself. So I'm using another recipe which has the whole dough part because the one you sent me didn't have the dough. Anyway, but I'm so excited. These are going to be awesome and delicious, I hope. I feel like there's, except for the dough possibly going wrong, there's not that much room for error.
We are not deep frying today.
No. So it's basically a dough, a meat filling, put them together, bake them. Super simple. They're cute. They're going to be like little squares. The meat for Sfeeha is lamb. So, yeah. Sometimes that makes me sad. I am a meat eater, but I'm not like a meat lover. Anyway, I don't know why I feel like I have to say something. Yeah. But it's going to be good. It's a traditional, wonderful, amazing dish. So, one thing, it calls for pine nuts, but it says I can use almonds. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm so bummed out because I see pine nuts all the time, but they're so expensive. Oh, they're like $10 for, I don't know, 8 ounces? I just made up both of those numbers, but they're expensive and that frustrates me. All right, let's get going in a few minutes. Give me a few minutes, okay? Hi. Okay, this is 2 ounces of warm water, 110 degrees. Yeah, make sure the water's not too hot. We're just doing yeast, not a big deal. If you kill it, you can do it again. And then I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of yeast. Okay, so now it's time to make the dough. It's the usual suspects: flour, salt, baking powder, water, olive oil, and a little bit of buttermilk powder. So that's kind of cool. We're gonna mix it all together, and I'm so on top of this. I have 2 bowls. This is my mixing bowl, and this is gonna be my greased bowl. Yeah, because usually I don't like get ready for the greased bowl, and I'm like, I have sticky dough on my hands. How do I grease a bowl? This is dumb. I'm ready this time. And then we're gonna stick it in the cold oven. That sounds weird, it's how we just like keep it in a draft-free zone for rising. And she actually says a couple of hours, so I'm kind of bummed. I don't know what I'm gonna do for a couple hours. It's raining. I guess I can just watch teleputer. That was so dumb. Oh my gosh, I literally just forgot to oil my bowl and I already have dirty hands. This is what is wrong with me. Into my head, not related to this at all. But yesterday my sister showed us a TV show called Crazy Delicious, I think. It's just a classic cooking competition show. But in this one specifically, they're supposed to be so creative and crazy. So like one girl makes a bundt cake that's like pizza flavored, and one guy like grilled a watermelon and made it look like a whole ham. So they're just like making crazy food, usually food that looks like other food. I'm not really into that, but I have a question, and I want you guys to tell me the answer if you know, because I googled and I couldn't find it. Can they use recipes? Because I cannot cook without a recipe. I don't know how people can cook crazy like breads and doughs, like complicated things. I'm thinking off the scenes they're allowed to use recipes, or they get to like print some recipes and bring them in. Maybe they're not allowed to use their phones or the internet. Or do they just like prepare for like 2 months? I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Do you guys agree with me, or are you like, no, I never use a recipe?
No, I never use a recipe.
Because I'm feeling like I'm very reliant on recipes. Okay, let's continue. A lot better. I guess it was just slightly too much water. But we got a doughy dough with a weird thing. Ugh. Okay, doughy dough, and I'm just gonna put it in my floured bowl, stick the floured bowl in the cold oven, close the door, and have a solo dance party for 2 hours. And we'll see if it grows. Cool, so it looks, I think it looks doubled. Definitely did some growing. Oh, it's nice and soft. It's been like 1 hour and 40 minutes. She said I think she said 1 to 2 hours. So it seems about right. We're not gonna roll it out yet, but it only does 1 rise. And I was talking to my dad about this. I was like, why does it only do 1 rise? Usually it's like 1 rise and then balls or whatever you're making, then a second rise. But we were like reading through the recipe, and this dish is gonna cook at 500 degrees in the oven. I think that's like the highest setting. So because of that, that's why there's only 1 rise. Let me tell you, this meat mixture, oh my goodness, it's awesome. It has so much in it. I love recipes where there's like 1,000,000 spices. I mean, as long as we have the spices. Oh, speaking of spices, I forgot parsley. I don't have fresh parsley, which makes me really sad because it needs half a cup of fresh parsley, and that's how you know, like, wow, this would normally have so much yummy fresh parsley, but I have to use dried. So we're gonna make the meat mixture. It is lamb. I need to grate an onion and toast my pine nuts, which are really almonds. So grate my onion, toast my pine nuts, chop my garlic, and besides that, we're just mixing it all in a bowl. So what's going in the bowl? We have parsley, tahini, molasses. It's actually supposed to be pomegranate molasses, which is not molasses. I'm pretty sure it's just like a sweet thing made from pomegranate sugar, which I don't have. So I'm using molasses. I don't know what it's gonna do. Cinnamon, pepper, and salt, of course. Garlic, sumac. That's kind of interesting. I did not know we had sumac. I feel like in the past, wow, it smells really toasty, roasty. In the past, I always like leave it out and like don't have sumac, never seen that, and this whole time we've had it, so. Okay, it calls for tomato paste and red pepper paste, both of which I don't have. I know it's sad, why don't we have tomato paste? So I'm actually gonna use that harissa paste because when I ate it in the cafeteria, it was super tomatoey, and I feel like it's perfect. And I wanna kick this up. So it does call for cayenne, but I'm gonna add some hot sauce. This is Puerto Rican hot sauce. Main ingredient is habanero. And then onion, which I told you about. I'm using Greek yogurt, but it calls for lebna, which is it's even thicker than Greek yogurt, if you can imagine that. It's really good. It's even more tangy, I would say too, but I don't have it. Almonds, I told you I'm gonna toast them. Allspice, 2 allspices. And I'm going to add in, I just really wanna try it with za'atar. So I'm gonna use za'atar If you've never had za'atar, it's like an awesome... What is za'atar?
Za'atar is, technically it's thyme.
Thyme. It's thyme. Wait, what makes it za'atar? I can see sesame.
Yeah, so za'atar is a mix of herbs.
Okay,
It's an herbal mix.
Kind of like chai. Chai is chai, but chai is also chai.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
so za'atar is thyme. The word means thyme, the herb, but as we just learned, it's also the common name for a spice mix, which I can see visible sesames. Can you see those? And it just smells good and herby. I don't have other descriptors for it, but we're gonna put it in. And then, yeah, my lamb, I told you. So those are the ingredients. Let's mix them together. Well, let's start by we need to grate the onion and juice it. Squeeze the juice out of it. That sounds, what does she say in the recipe? There's no way she says squeeze the juice out of it. I think like push it through a sieve. There, fancy cooking words. I burnt my almonds. Wow, I had it on low, but yeah, I was way too into the onion grating. So this kind of stinks. Okay, I'm gonna see how burnt these taste. I think they'll be okay. I'm gonna use them. To eating time. These only cook for 10 minutes because remember 500 degrees, crazy oven. So I'm gonna put parchment paper on 2 pans, 2 cookie sheets, and then I'm gonna roll out the dough, cut little circles, fill them up, put them on the pan, put them in the oven. This recipe. Can you guess why? Because this is the last of my meat and the last of my dough. There's no more dough and no more meat. So the ratio is perfect. I hate when I have like a ton of extra meat or like yesterday's recipe not enough sugar syrup, and I had to make a second batch halfway through. That was super annoying. So this is like a nasty, hideous shape, but it's because it's the last bit of dough, and I'm just really happy that this is the ratio. So let's count up our, what are these? Sfeeha. We
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29! 29!
I hope I didn't overstuff them. I'm kind of worried about like oil and grease coming out and pooling and starting an oven fire. Maybe I should cook a tester. I'm gonna cook one tester. All right, moment of truth. Guys, I really hope it's good. Okay. Oh boy, oh my parchment paper burned. It looks pretty good to me. Okay, good. So I was actually quite fearful of like oil everywhere. I'm not seeing that. It is pretty juicy. The oil's coming out. It puffed up more than I thought. Okay, let me, this is just like smoky. Let me get it on a plate. Let's examine our specimen. Okay. All right, guys. This is like a juicy meatball. Okay, I think it's too puffy. Like, it looks a bit odd, honestly. Not like the picture perfect, what are these? I forgot what they're called. It's not perfect, guys. It's not, but you know what? It looks super yummy. Does this not look yummy to you? If you're a vegetarian or vegan, it does not look yummy. But to me, it looks really good. I don't know what I'm like testing for, but and you know, the recipe is so right. The whole kitchen smells amazing. It smells sweet too, probably from all that molasses. All right. So I would say it's cooked through. Looks good to me. I'm not gonna taste it. This is so hard. I'm not gonna taste it because my taste testers are out and my things are not cooked. I tried to wait. I tried for like a whole minute, but this smells so good and I wanna try it, so I have to. So they don't know I'm doing this. They think I'm waiting for them. It's gonna be fine. They just won't know. Oh, it's so good. Hands down. So far, in this whole journey that we've been on, this is my favorite recipe. Thank you to my aunt. I don't know if you're comfortable with me saying your name on film, so you know who you are. Thank you. I won't say best aunt ever, but it's not just sweet, it's sweet and spicy. You know, I thought it'd be spicier. I have a really high spice level preference, so it might just be me. Oh my gosh though, guys, it's so good. The dough is perfect too. It's crispy, it's not doughy, and it's a little bready. I might have rolled it too thick. I just love it. I love it. I give it a 10 out of 10. Be back with my taste testers. Hi! Hi. We're waiting for our third taste tester. But while we wait, these are our... Oh my gosh, his name is so hard. Sfeeha. Sfeeha. This is one I cut open. I wonder how they are gonna taste. Okay, I ate one. Should I eat it? I know how they taste.
I think I should actually get some water.
Okay.
Wow.
I got the power. Okay, go ahead. All right.
It's a hit.
Ratings, thoughts, ideas, impressions?
Incredible. I think that I agree with Dad. The pastries.
Oh my goodness! If we were going on one car trip or something, I want a bag of these, you know, because it's protein and carbs and tasty and different and.
Yeah, better than a meal bar.
Like a meal bar.
A Cliff Bar. They call them meal bars because apparently it gives you like the amount of calories you have in a small meal.
No way.
Have you up with? Yeah, they call them meal bars.
How many calories are in a Cliff Bar?
500.
What am I?
What? You have to eat those. Those
Yeah,
are yours.
you
then.
you
That is our taste testing. Thank you for watching.
just perfect.
Thumbs up. Everybody
Subscribe.
rate.
Thumbs up.
Do you want us to rate
Comments.
it? Like,
Do you want to? Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
rated it earlier. I did like a secret taste testing. Oh my god.
Even if you
And
guys
I gave
try,
it a 10
yeah.
out of 10.
oh yeah. No, this is way better than 10 out of 10.
Even if you guys try to cook them, they'll never be as good as these. So I'm sorry you're not
No,
here.
don't say that. You guys can make these better.
I'm saying 12 out of
Add
10.
more spice and maybe like lower that molasses. I used molasses.
Oh, my rating is
And have
11
some sort
out
of
of 10.
11,
yogurty
yeah.
dipping sauce.
Yes. Okay, bye everybody.
Love you guys.
Yeah.